When news broke that Denny Hamlin would not be racing in the NASCAR Cup Series event in Mexico City, it sent ripples across the motorsports world. For us, teams in the NASCAR community, Hamlin's absence from such a historic event, NASCAR's first full-length Cup Series race in Mexico City, was both surprising and significant. But what is stopping Hamlin from performing in this race? In today's episode, we'll explore the full context behind Hamlin's decision, the logistics and drama surrounding the Mexico City race weekend, and what this means for Hamlin's season and playoff hopes. Denny Hamlin will not be racing in Mexico City this weekend. The reason is both personal and joyful. Hamlin and his partner Jordan welcomed the birth of their third child, their first son, on June the 11th. In his official statement, Hamlin said, "We're happy to announce the birth of our son. Everyone is doing well. My main priority is to be here at home for Jordan and our family over the next few days when she's able to go home and we transition to life as a family of 5. For Hamlin, family comes first. The timing of the baby's birth, just days before the Mexico City race, meant that he would miss the event to be with his family during this important transition. This is a decision that most fans and fellow drivers have supported, as the birth of a child is a once-in-a-lifetime moment. The Mexico City race is not just another event on the NASCAR calendar. It marks the first time in decades that the Cup Series has held a full-length points race outside the U.S. This makes it a milestone for the sport, aiming to expand its international presence and connect with fans in Mexico and beyond. But the lead-up to the race has been anything but smooth. Technical problems grounded several flights carrying drivers, team members, and media personnel. Teams like Trackhouse Racing and others scrambled to find alternative travel options to ensure everyone arrived in time for the weekend's practice sessions. These travel woes are just the latest in a series of challenges NASCAR has faced when trying to innovate and expand. For example, the inaugural Chicago Street Race was nearly washed away by a massive storm, and the final year of the LA Coliseum event had to be moved up a day due to weather. Despite these obstacles, NASCAR has managed to keep everyone safe and on schedule, though the absence of a star like Hamlin is a blow to the event's profile. With Hamlin out, Joe Gibbs Racing had to quickly find a replacement for the number 11 Toyota Camry. They chose Ryan Truex, the younger brother of Martin Truex Jr., and a longtime reserve and simulator driver for the team. It was a rare and exciting opportunity for Ryan Truex, who has not raced in a Cup Series event since 2014. His last start was with BK Racing, where he completed 68 laps at Chicagoland Speedway. Ryan Truex has been a dedicated member of Joe Gibbs Racing, helping develop car setups and making occasional starts in the Xfinity Series, where he has found some success, including wins at Dover. For Truex, this is a chance to prove himself on one of NASCAR's biggest stages, even if the circumstances are unusual. One of the biggest questions following Hamlin's announcement was whether he was missing the Mexico City race and how that would affect his eligibility for the NASCAR playoffs. According to NASCAR's rulebook, missing a race due to the birth of a child is an acceptable reason for a playoff waiver. This means Hamlin will keep his playoff points and remain eligible for the postseason. This is especially important because Hamlin has had a strong season so far. After his recent win at Michigan, he has accumulated the second most playoff points of any driver in the Cup Series. Losing playoff eligibility over a family matter would not only be unfair, but also create negative optics for NASCAR, especially since Hamlin is currently involved in a high-profile legal dispute with the sanctioning body. NASCAR's policy is clear. Drivers who miss a race for the birth of a child can receive a waiver, and there is no indication that Hamlin's situation will be treated any differently. This ensures that his championship hopes remain intact. There are several reasons why Hamlin's choice to stay home with his family is both understandable and in many ways practical. First, the logistics of international travel make it much harder for a driver to return home quickly in case of an emergency. Traveling to Mexico City involves dealing with customs, longer flights, and more complicated arrangements than a typical race weekend in the United States. Second, Hamlin's recent performance on road courses has not been strong. In the next-gen car era, he has started 18 road courses, but has only finished in the top 10 once. He's not won a road course event in nearly 9 years. If the race were at a track where Hamlin typically excels, like Darlington or Pocono, he may have made a different decision. But given the combination of family priorities, travel difficulties, and the type of race, staying home was likely an easier and wiser choice. For the fans who traveled to Mexico City hoping to see Hamlin race, his absence is certainly disappointing. Hamlin is one of NASCAR's most popular and outspoken drivers, and his presence adds excitement to any event. But fans are generally understanding when it comes to family matters, especially something as significant as the birth of a child. For Joe Gibbs Racing, having a substitute driver is always a challenge. The chemistry between a driver and his crew is built over the years, and even a talented replacement like Ryan Truex will face a steep learning curve. The team will have to adjust quickly, and expectations for a top finish may be tempered. But this is also an opportunity for the team to show its depth and adaptability. If Truex performs well, it will reflect positively on the organization's ability to develop and support talent. It also gives Truex a rare chance to gain experience at the Cup level, which could benefit both him and the team in the long run. Hamlin has been one of the most consistent drivers in recent years, regularly contending for wins and championships. His experience and skill make him a favorite in many upcoming races, especially at tracks where he has historically performed well, like Pocono. The Mexico City race is a significant step for NASCAR as it seeks to grow its international audience. By bringing the Cup Series to new markets, NASCAR hopes to attract new fans and create memorable events. While travel issues and the absence of a star driver present challenges, the willingness to take risks and try new things is essential for the sport's long-term growth. If the Mexico City race is successful, it could pave the way for more international events in the future. NASCAR has already held exhibition races in places like Japan and Canada, but a full points race outside the U.S. is a much bigger commitment. The outcome of this weekend will likely influence future decisions about expanding the Cup Series' global footprint. Denny Hamlin's absence from the Mexico City race due to the birth of his son will have minimal impact on his NASCAR playoff chances. NASCAR's rules specifically allow drivers to receive a playoff waiver for medical reasons, including childbirth, so Hamlin will remain fully playoff eligible and keep all the playoff points he's earned so far. He already has 3 wins and 18 playoff points this season, and those will not be affected by missing this race. The only consequence is that he will not score any points from the Mexico City event, which could slightly affect his final regular season ranking and the number of extra playoff points he might earn from that. But his championship hopes remain strong. Now, before you leave, just don't forget to give this video a like, smash that subscribe button, and also ring that notification bell while you're down there.